Theta is breaking out again to another new all-time high as it rallies into its mainnet launch 3.0 in the not-too-distant future. My name is Kyle and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be taking a look at Theta. Is this a life-changing coin? Let's get into the video. Starting off nice and simple here, just over on Coinbase, looking at a very simple 24-hour line chart. Theta is not supported by Coinbase, but you know, when I look down at the market cap of 9.5 billion, I see a trade volume of 500 million. I mean, just in the last 24 hours, that is quite a bit of interest in this coin, and seeing that kind of volume come in as Theta gets pushed up higher is just conviction between buyers and sellers that Theta needs to be trading at higher levels. And with those kinds of numbers, in due time, perhaps Coinbase lists Theta. I mean, it gets to a point where it gets hard to ignore when a coin is performing so well. And make no mistake about it, Theta's been one of the best charts in cryptocurrency for quite some time, being that they have a working product and everything else behind them. I mean, this has been a very interesting coin to cover on this channel. We see when we talk over to a weekly here, we see that Theta's up 30% on the weekly, and over to a yearly, we see Theta's up a whopping 13,293%. That rate there makes Theta a life-changing coin, as it already has changed a lot of lives. So the question is does Theta have room to grow? Well, one of the first things I like to look at is the market cap, and we see the market cap here at 9.5 billion. We see the coin price at about $9.71. So generally speaking, let's just round the token price up to $10 and let's round the market cap up to 10 billion. What that essentially means is if we're going to see, say, Theta at $100 one day, we would, generally speaking, need to see that market cap reach 100 billion. Of course, these results can be skewed, like if any tokens are removed from supply, if there's a token burn, those kinds of things can skew those numbers. But generally speaking, to get a general overview of roughly what it would take for this coin to do a 10x from here, well, that's what we'd be looking at. Now, Bitcoin hit $1 trillion market cap, and we have lots of coins that are well into the double-digit billions. And I think as this market matures and continues to grow, it's not unreasonable to think that coins that truly do fulfill their destiny could easily have $100 billion market caps. I mean, a project like Theta, if it continues down its path and fulfills what it says it's going to fulfill, for all we know, it could trade at a $300 billion market cap one day. I mean, there's a lot of, all that's possible. Lots can happen over the next 5 years, 10 years as Theta continues to roll out. So overall, things are just absolutely meteoric here and looking really good. Let's quickly head over to the website. And here we are over on thetatoken.org. And the first thing that jumps out at me is the Theta mainnet launch 3.0 coming up in 30 days. And I overall view this as a very good thing and likely very bullish for Theta on the long term. However, I'm going to play devil's advocate here for just a minute. But before I do, understand that I am bullish on Theta, and I've been covering it on this channel when it was well below $1. So don't get your pitchforks out just yet. However, I am going to provoke a little bit of thought. So back in 2017, 2018, we saw a lot of coins rally into their mainnet launch, only to see steep sell-offs just a couple days later, leaving a lot of good people scratching their heads going, what the hell happened? Why is this thing selling off? I thought this was a bullish event. So there's a couple things that I can talk about, that I can touch on regarding that. Number one is that this Theta mainnet launch is very public information. It's on the front page of their website right now. You got a bunch of YouTubers yakking about it, such as myself. So people are aware of this, and they're pricing it in. They're already speculating upon this. So keep that in mind. But there's another dynamic at play, and it comes down to a saying you may have heard of before, and it's called buy the rumor, sell the news. Now, typically the kinds of folks that do this are people that are just looking to execute a good swing trade. They're looking to get into a position, sell that position later at a very handsome profit. Now, in some cases, these can be sharks. They can be people with a lot of money. So the first thing that's important to understand is that when you're buying a coin, you're buying it off of somebody else through an exchange, hence the term trading. So if one of these sharks has a ton of money and buys a big ass bag of Theta, they don't really understand what it is. They don't really believe in it. They don't really care. They're looking for an opportunity to make a buck. They know that in 30 days, this thing's going to go to mainnet launch 3.0. It's going to be all the hype, all the rage. And there's a chance that they'll use that opportunity to sell their bags because their bags are so enormous that they need a lot of people willing to buy those bags off of them for them to exit their position. And they're going to want to exit their position because they don't understand it, because they don't believe in it, and it was never their intention to hodl this thing. So you can see those kinds of players in the market as well that are very much sharks, and they can do that around those events because they know the strength is there to sell into. They don't just market sell at a moment's notice because there may not be enough buyers willing to buy where they get a proper return on their investment. So keep that in mind. It's just a cautionary thing. Does that have to happen? Absolutely not. It may not happen. Now, another scenario is this. Let's say that does happen. Well, if Theta goes on to, to fulfill its destiny and achieves all the great things it sets out to do, well, likely it would just be a drop in the bucket. So people who are hodling this coin, it might not make much of a difference to them. Maybe Theta continues to rally like a beast into its mainnet launch, which is likely to happen. And then maybe it corrects. Maybe it goes through a month or two correction after that point in time. Maybe we see a 30, 40, 50% sell-off. I mean, who knows? Who knows how ugly it can get? This is an altcoin, and they can be very volatile. They are not for the squeamish. You need an iron gut if you're going to play around with this stuff. But let's say it does a correction for 2-3 months, finds its footing, Theta continues to roll on and do great things, fulfills its destiny, and goes on to unimaginable price points. And that is another possible scenario. So with that being said, it probably wouldn't really affect people who are hodling this anyways. But I'm just bringing this to your guys' attention because I've seen this before, and it's important to provoke thought and just kind of throw it up on your radars. Of course, you guys make all your own decisions with your own money as full-grown adults, and I don't give financial advice on this channel anyway. But it is something I've seen through my experience, and I'm here to share that with you, even at the risk of some thumbs down this video. I don't give a shit. It's important to give it to you guys straight the way I see it. Hopefully I can be a positive force in this space. But I am bullish on Theta. When we scroll down a little bit more, you see Theta Labs granted second US patent for ultra-high transaction throughput micropayments to support decentralized video and data delivery. I did an entire video on this. Feel free to subscribe and check it out. And then when we come down below here, we see that enterprise validator nodes are being run by Google, Sony. I did a video on the Sony one as well. Samsung, Binance, Blockchain, and Gumi. So we've got some heavy hitters involved here. Down here in the news, you see it scrolling by. I see NASDAQ going by. Lots of very notable news coverage. Here, March 8th, Theta Network launches in Japan with Lion Blockchain Theta TV app. I mean, these guys are movers and shakers, and so far delivering on the things that they say they're going to deliver on. And so it looks like a bright future to me with Theta. And I am bullish on Theta. I'm bullish on it for the long term until I have a reason to not be bullish. And right now, I have no reason to not be bullish on this. Always remember to take a look at the white paper, download it, look at the roadmap as well. Make sure that the team is delivering on the things they say they're going to be delivering on. Always hold the team accountable. I mean, always. Down below here, you can see some of the leadership right here and some of their achievements. And down below that, you see the blockchain team. And feel free, you guys, Google's a free resource. Use it. Type some of these names into Google. See what they've been involved in the past. Have a look at their past dealings and projects they may or may not, may have been involved in. But anyways, overall, Theta looks good. You see some of the big Theta investors here, Samsung among them. I mean, lots of heavy hitters here. You see Steve Chen, co-founder of YouTube, is one of their media advisors. So these folks know what they're talking about. They certainly do, and they have been delivering. So, I don't blame anybody for being bullish on Theta whatsoever. But keep that on your radar for the mainnet launch. It's nothing to be afraid of, just a cautionary thing. Don't get caught with your pants down, and just understand that there's a lot of things going on under the surface that you or I are not even aware of. Let's move on to the charts. And here we have Theta up on the daily chart, and Theta is going through another legitimate breakout at the time of recording. We see that Theta's come up and has managed to consolidate at a very high level below this liquid zone that has a bottom side coming in at $7.33 and a top side coming in around $8. In my previous video, you all that have been following along know that I was looking to that 10 simple moving average as my first area of interest during this consolidation phase. I see that the daily candle came down, tagged the 10 here, and pretty much tagged it here again, and then the rest is history. Theta breaks up above this here on decent volume. I'd like to see the volume a little bit stronger than that, but it does the classic SR flip. It manages to flip this purple box from former resistance into future support, and now we're getting Jack and the Beanstalk coming in today with this giant green celery stick straight to the upside. So this breakout does look legit. I do want to see some more volume start to increase as Theta works its way up to higher levels, but overall there's enough points on the board here, enough conditions met for me to think that this is the beginnings of another big leg to the upside. I never FOMO into these kinds of things. I like to buy on dips, or I buy at the end of consolidations. Those are my targets. There's no need for FOMOing into something. Markets often reward the patient. Down below here to the RSI. RSI is back in the overbought zone, so that's signaling that it's not necessarily an area of value, but it is fairly aggressively sloped to the upside, and the RSI could run a little bit more here as well. Looking down here at the exponential moving average, you see that it is also in the bullish control zone with a slight slope to the upside. So overall, it's a bullish read as Theta resolves this purple box liquid zone. Very legit. Down here in the stochastics, you just see the stochastics swerving around in the exhausted zone, but that's just what they do under strong trending behavior. Down below here on the MACD is very northbound. You see a nice positive bar of momentum coming here on the histogram. Things overall looking healthy. I like these reads as the price action decides to make a move to the upside, looking very, very legit. And it's not going to surprise me if Theta continues to rally into its mainnet launch. Let's move on to Tfuel. And here we have Tfuel up on the daily chart, and Tfuel remains under a little bit of pressure right now. Not a surprise whatsoever ever since resolving this liquid zone right down below here. You can see that Tfuel went on to run, well, 600%. So it's not unreasonable to think there'd be a little bit of profit taking here. And that's what this looks like to me. It does not look like a pump and dump. We don't see any extreme selling here in context to the way it ran up. We just see price just kind of drifting down, floating down, consolidating. I see that it lost the 10 simple moving average here with this daily candle body closure, and it is starting to droop to the downside, and perhaps it's going to come down and test this 21 over time, and that is coming in around 27 cents. That will be a very major area of interest that I'll be paying attention to. Of course, the 21 will adjust its position over time as daily candle bodies continue to close up around these regions here. What I'm ultimately looking for from Tfuel is I'd like to see a daily candle body closure up above the top side of this purple box liquid zone, and the top side of that is coming in around 46 cents. If Tfuel manages to get some daily candle body closures above that level and flip it into support, then I think Tfuel will be ready for another pretty big pop to the upside, similar to what we're seeing down here. Looking out at the stochastics, momentum down as they are flirting with losing the edge of the bullish control zone. I also see something potentially in the works here, which might be a little trend line action. Fair enough. I mean, it only has 2 touches. 3 touches makes a trend, but the stochastics are coming into contact right here. So let's see if the stochastics can pick themselves up here, and that'll be an interesting line to keep on our radars going forward. But that is not a confirmed trend line. Need 3 touches. Let's just see what happens here. But overall, the stochastics are basically telling me that consolidation is likely the name of the game. You see them getting to the edge of the bullish control zone, but again, you don't see any massive dumping relative to how much it's run up. Down here in the MACD, bearish cross to the downside, and this is the first bar of negative momentum we've seen in quite some time on the histogram. But overall, I don't see Tfuel breaking any major structure right now, so I don't see this as a death sentence. I just view that, kind of like what the stochastics are saying right now. Likely consolidation is the name of the game, and being that that Tfuel is established as really big range, well, this could get pretty volatile. It's not going to be for the squeamish. This is going to be yeah, it could get crazy. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that. Now, if Tfuel comes down and loses the 21 exponential moving average on daily candle body closes, then I'll be looking down to that 30 simple moving average, which is coming in currently around 20 cents. Now, this daily candle is going to close in 36 minutes. So the posturing of these moving averages are likely to change when that happens. In fact, they will. And so basically, let's see if we can get a daily candle body closure back above that 10. Let's see if it comes in and tangles with this liquid zone again. And then, of course, look for those daily candle body closures up above. So I hope you guys are all doing well out there. Congratulations to everyone that's been experiencing gains, and a massive shout out to those who bought Theta before it did its 13,000% increase. That's godlike. Kingmaker, Queenmaker. Congratulations to all of you. Looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks for coming by. And until I see you again, have yourselves a powerful day.